Hello and welcome to my first build video for the Division. Let's see how well this goes. This is going to be all about SMG starter builds, and there's a few different ways you can really go about this that I've found the most effective. I must stress, none of these are really late game, they're just sort of to help you out, push into the late or end game, and I'm hoping a lot of these will help you out. So let's have a look at what is essentially the first makeup of the SMG build. Now this one is complete Billy basics, as it were, and revolves around you using SMG and SMG only. So we're going to use 2-piece Badger Tough for the elite damage as well as the 15% armor on kill. We're also going to be using the Sokolov Concern body armor for the 10% SMG damage, and then 3-piece Within Wear knee pads, backpack and holster for 7% critical hit damage, 15% drone skill power, and then 10% critical hit chance. With that being said, I do not recommend using two types of SMGs. One, they're both going to pull from the same ammo pool. Two, SMGs really are lackluster at range, and if you're up against an enemy that is particularly rinsing your armor and health, you really do want a range option, which you can see me using here. I'm actually using an assault rifle, and also one of the best body armors in the game to get some good damage out of is the Fenris chest, but you can really mix and match this however you want. But an example here is essentially the exact same build. I'm just using the Fenris chest instead. One of the best reasons to use this is it comes with an active skill as well as a passive skill on it. Active skill being Berserker, but you'll need 9 or more aggressive skills, which are signified or signaled or shown by the red circle, almost like a crosshair icon on a lot of your armor. And yeah, that's basically really all that is. And the passive will be something that is always unlocked and always ready to go. I would recommend either going with vitality or hard hitting, depending on how eventually you would like to go. Now, just in case you're wondering, I'm not actually using either of those two builds shown in this video. I'm using a build very akin to this. 2-piece 511 tactical, protection from elites and 10% extra incoming healing. Fenris Group AB chest for the assault rifle damage, as I'm also using an assault rifle. Murakami Industries holster for the health, and Providence Defense mask and knee pads for mainly the extra 8% health. And the reason I'm doing this is because I put a skill known as clutch on my gloves, which basically means every time I get a critical hit, I restore 1% of my armor and 20% of my health. So this is sort of a lazy way you could get your health up enough to make this usable, essentially. However, with that being said, the one I'm working towards is, it's essentially the same, except I've swapped out the 2-piece 5-1 tactical for 2-piece Badger Tough for another 7% damage against elites and 15% armor on kill, just to help my survivability, due to the fact that you are spending a lot of extra time on health rather than armor, so your armor is still quite low. This in general is going to be my sort of rough build. Hopefully at some point, once I can get high enough stats, I can then swap this out even further, but it all depends on rolls on the armor pieces that I'm able to get to something a little bit more exciting, which will be eventually something along the lines of this: 2-piece Badger Tough, 1-piece Fenris Group AB, and then 3-piece Within Wear. This will give me the maximum amount of damage possible. This all just does depend on the amount of defensive rolls I can get with a high amount of health on. I can only have a maximum of 4, because the moment you get 4 or more defensive rolls, you lose the ability to utilize clutch, which is going to be very annoying for me to get. Now, like I said, the main reason I use Fenris AB is because assault rifle. It is a very damaging and very powerful weapon class in this game. However, it doesn't come with a high amount of critical chance, which is where the SMG comes in. So for damage, although the SMG is perfectly capable of it, you're going to be leaning more towards the assault rifle for healing and utilizing a more tanky approach and just blasting around as I'm doing now. You're going to be looking at the SMG. However, there are two SMGs that make absolutely great use of this, one being a little bit more difficult than the other. The first one is the Vector. Now these are quite a rare drop, and I would recommend trying to get the Vector SBR 9mm as that has the highest damage roll. Other than that, the ACP will do just fine. The second one, which you can see me using here simply because I don't have a decent enough Vector, is an exotic weapon which requires a fair amount of grinding day by day, known as the Chatterbox, as well as a very, very large magazine. However, in the meantime, good luck, have fun, and don't die. It's bad for the health. And from here, the main things you'll need to focus are your critical hit damage, your critical hit chance mainly. This will stack up only to 60%, so once you hit sort of 60%, you know you should possibly stop. You can go higher if you wanted, but that would really only benefit the assault rifle, simply because the innate effect of an SMG is 14.5 critical hit chance anyway, and you get a lot of options on your mods, as it were, to up your critical hit chance, so take that into account as well. So generally you're going to try and get a lot of red or aggressive buffs for your critical hit chance, critical hit damage, a bit of weapon damage perhaps, and that's really going to be about it. For defensive skills, you're going to be wanting a hell of a lot of health just to make utilization of clutch. This just enables you to get up close and personal within the optimal range of an SMG, and also not get yourself completely rinsed in the process. Anyway, that about does it for me. I hope this has helped you guys out. Have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health.